16. And at 16, without taking a hit, you get a fairy drop. We are underway in Swordless, and we are going to see the craziness start to go off here as these two will try to build up some money to buy some stuff here as they head their way over to the top right corner. So do you want to explain the Swordless category while we're waiting for these runners to head to the northeast corner?
Okay, so the Swordless category, these runners will not have access to any of the 3 swords available in this game. So they're going to collect some rupees in order to go on a shopping spree. They want to buy a candle first because you have to have some kind of weapon in order to take enemies down and maybe get some bombs. Because the weapon that is going to be the runner's best friend is going to be the wand in level 6. It's like a poor man's white sword. It does 2 hit points of damage and will do damage against most of the enemies. In fact, you're going to see a portion of the game where runners are going to double dip into level 4 because they're going to grab the ladder. However, they won't be able to complete level 4 because in order to take down Gleeok, you either need a sword or a wand to do damage against it. Since these runners will have neither at that point, they'll have to go back later. So when they grab the ladder, they'll up an A, go elsewhere, and then come back after they pick up the wand in level 6.
JSR the first to the money here, doing the up and A. He'll go ahead and purchase this candle. I like Crystal Saber's argument here that says that it might be a rich person's white sword as opposed to a poor man's white sword.
True, in a way, because, wand's a very powerful weapon, unless, of course, you get the book, which if we do get to the 100% category, we will see an appearance from the book. We won't see the wand being used, but we will get an appearance from the book, if we do.
So, rooslugs, now on your left-hand side of the screen, this is his preferred category. A 34-14 PB in this category, JSR with a 35-11. They are number 2 and number 3 on the leaderboard. JSR does not get lucky with bombs. Let's see how rooslugs is. He's not even going to try to go for those bombs.
I think
now
the one thing... Yep,
no,
absolutely.
He doesn't get it.
I think the one thing that has to happen here in this race is that JSR, after what happened in game number 1, has to regroup, collect his thoughts, and not go on tilt. The last thing he can do right now, Rick, is go on tilt.
Neither runner getting the bomb, so they're going to purchase the bombs here and then purchase the wood arrows. The wood arrows will be the first main weapon that we're going to go ahead and see after they make another purchase up here on the Westlake Mall, as it's been creatively called.
I like that name, the Westlake Mall. It's a very inventive name there. I wonder who came up with it.
I think, if I'm correct, that it would be Tetralee's name.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, Tetralee, who has done a lot of Zelda and Zelda Randomizer, and actually has a Zelda item randomizer. Shoutouts to Tetralee.
Yeah, she's also one of the other runners that ran in this tournament, as well as some of the other people that we've seen here in this stream group here. All the people that have tuned out here from the Zelda 1 community that are here on SpeedGaming. As these two pick up the 30 secret, right now JSR has a small advantage, although the Octorok wanted to try to even things out.
Yep, so JSR the first to
even things out.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, that's what I like to see. Level pegging for both runners. If one enemy's going to treat one runner one way, they better treat it the same way. We like to see close matches.
No, that's actually not going to be the case. So JSR tried to do a quick up and A. Oh,
he missed the key.
Is not going to be nice to him. He does get the key, but takes the death. So he has the added animation of the game over screen coming in here. As Rooslug does get the key, so he takes the lead.
Yeah, JSR didn't quite use the iframes to his advantage to swipe the key away from the Stalfos, and that's why he ended up missing there. And Rooslugs is able to get this key in the NSU room. We'll have to be careful because you get hit by a Gorilla Boomerang, you're losing 1 heart. Same thing with the Spike Trap.
He's not even daring to do that at this point. So what the big thing here was JSR tried to get it, but unfortunately, I think he tried to be a little too quick on the trigger to up and A, as the Stalfos changed in directions. So as the Stalfos started to change directions to head north, that took the iframes away from where JSR was touching him. So we see a difference between Rooslugs actually pushing the block versus JSR doing a bufferless clip.
Very swag clip there. That is not easy to do, but JSR definitely skilled with that. And here's another weapon that's going to be a runner's best friend, the good old bow and arrow, because just like the wand, it does 2 hit points of damage. And another item that you're about to see rooslugs pick up is the wooden boomerang, or as Greenleaf Effect calls it, Lord Banana. And it's another useful item to have in Swordless because it stun locks a lot of your enemies and can be very useful against dig doggers.
Well, the biggest thing that you're going to see from the wooden boomerang is going to be in the keys room in level 6. We'll see that coming up in just a little bit, as JSR needs to try to see if he can't get some help here from the Grias. He does by way of a bomb drop. Picks up his boomerang as rooslugs picks up the Triforce out of level 1.
Yep, and it's 542 upon the disappearing act for rooslugs. Let's see how JSR does in the Alchemantist fight. No problem at all. So he'll get his Triforce out of level 1 as well. So rooslugs is going to have about a 20-second lead here on JSR, but it is still pretty early. And here's a level where things could turn tides, a 21-second lead to be exact.
Well, as we head into level 3, the big thing is the same thing that we saw earlier in race number 1. That would be Manhandler. He really could determine who has the lead for the early portion of this run. Yeah, right now, rooslugs does have the lead, but JSR could easily bounce back.
Right, but there is one advantage against Manhandler in this category as opposed to any of the other categories, and that's that bow and arrow. If by some reason runners have really hard luck trying to bomb down Manhandler, they can still take him down using the bow and arrow. Each, again, wood arrow does 2 hits of damage, and each of the arms that Manhandler has 4 HP. So you can do long-range attacks should the unfortunate happen to either runner.
Yeah, it's not necessarily your preferred route of attack because of the fact that you want to maybe opt to go and hold on to your resources for a later part of this run. rooslugs picking up the raft, does the up and A back to start, and we'll get ready to go and see Manhandler coming up in just a moment.
JSR getting to full bombs upon clearing all of those orange dart nuts, and rooslugs having to wait out the Zols to get out of his way so that he doesn't lose a heart here. So big fight coming up for rooslugs. If he can get a clean Manhandler fight, he could be in a very favorable spot going into the next level.
All right, let's see how the Manhandler fight is for rooslugs. 3 hearts at this point, and Manhandler spawning in the bottom left corner, or bottom right corner rather, trying to get the bullseye. Does not, misses over the second bomb. Third bomb gets one down. He's going to switch on over to those arrows as you mentioned now. Has to sort him down or arrow him twice. First one just missed him barely. Gets the second one, gets the bomb drop. But that took up some time. If JSR gets a clean Manhandler, this could catch up some of that time.
Let's see what happens. Same spawn location for Manhandler on JSR side, but that shot is way light, only gets one of the arms. Now he's going to do the same strat. He's going to get his bow and arrow later, but he gets bopped, and now if he gets bopped one more time, he's down for the count. Look out, James! Oh, no, he missed! Oh, got him!
There he goes. That is better than taking the death at this point. We do not want to see any deaths to Manhandler. We are now 4 for 4 on Manhandler kills. Thank goodness.
JSR can breathe a sigh of relief, as well as everybody here in the SpeedGaming chat. That was too close for comfort there. I think he was within an inch or so of falling way behind in game number 2. He's already down 1-0. rooslugs on his way to level 4.
So level 4 coming up here. We are not going to complete this dungeon just yet. Why is that?
That's right. As I had mentioned earlier, you have to have a sword or a wand in order to do any damage against a Gliok. Having them wooden arrows is nice, but unfortunately, Gliok impervious to arrow damage. So once these runners get the ladder out of the breakfast room, they're going to up A and move on to another level, but they'll come back to level 4 later to finish the job.
Yeah, we're going to see these runners later on go to level 6 where they'll get that wand, but right now your goal is to pick up this ladder in this level 4. Nice bufferless clips here by JSR.
Absolutely. Here he's trying to gain time as best as he can at this stage of the game. rooslugs getting a couple of bomb drops from these fires. That's going to come in handy.
That is extremely sweet at this point. Gives him a full 8 bombs for this room. He's probably going to feed off some of these bombs onto these Zols. There's another bomb drop right there on the 10 count.
Boy.
There we go. That's beautiful.
Tell you what, rooslugs tearing apart the first half of that level 4. I mean, this is his playground. This is his category, and it's what's gotten him to this spot in the tournament. Here's JSR, same breakfast room.
Oh, JSR missed with that bomb. 11:07 or 10:07 rather for rooslugs picking up that ladder. So that gives you an indication of where we are at this point. As we see JSR switching on over to the arrow strats, and that's because he at this point wants to conserve his bombs for the next portion of this run. Rooslug's going to go and bomb the coast heart here.
10:36 for JSR, so it's a 29-second lead right now for rooslugs. Still early in this match. It's definitely not over by any stretch, Rick.
That is correct. Now, rooslugs does pick up the potion. That is a safety potion, which will allow for faster strats here. And it makes sense when you add this onto the route, because now you can go faster by maybe taking a little more damage than you otherwise would in particular rooms. And it's right one screen south of where you're going to pick up 100 secret as it is.
Absolutely right. And another thing is, since we're not grabbing any kind of swords, the number of hearts we need is irrelevant at this point. So yeah, it's always a smart move when you get to that taking it, get the potion.
JSR missed on the candle shot, just a little too high. You have to hit at least a little bit of that tree in order to have it work properly. He did not, and therefore he had to leave the screen and go back on. So entry at 11:36 for rooslugs into level 5.
And that lead's going to increase a little bit for rooslugs after missing that bush. And I'll tell you, I've missed that bush before. Yeah, it's a very infuriating feeling when you shoot your candle, you miss your mark, and you have to go to one screen and to another screen to make the shot again.
Yeah, those transitions do add up a little bit of time here. Now, you did see rooslugs do an up and A. The reason why he did the up and A is because he had less than 3 hearts, and so therefore he did it to replenish his health. 12:07 entry for JSR.
Yeah, and in this case, we're going to see the up and A trick after the Olive Garden. But Rooslug's going to go into the penalty box, and he's going to pick up a bomb upgrade. In Swordless, you generally see runners get one of the 2 bomb upgrades. The other one's in level 7. And no matter how few bombs you have when you make that purchase, the old man will restore you up to 12 bombs.
Yeah, JSR had to be a little bit careful when he bombed the wall because the Gibdos bounced back. And if they get unstunned by the boomerang, you lose 2 hearts, and you do not want to lose 2 hearts getting ready to head into the room of requirement here. 2.5 hearts for both of these runners, so they have little room for error. Nice bomb force there for rooslugs. Fairy on the floor as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, mistimed what the Darknuts were going to do, but gets the last of them on that final shot. Hot breadsticks on Rooslug's side. He'll go ahead and up an A and go for the second half of this level 5.
13-15 at the recorder grab here for rooslugs. JSR is going to have to be careful as he heads into the room of requirement because he has 2.
That's right, Rick. 1 hit from a blue dart, and he's not going to take any chances. He's going to use the potion right here.
Yeah. A dead link is going to be very bad for him, and we do see rooslugs getting a little too grabby with the Gibdo, so he's going to be down to 2 hearts, so he's going to have to be careful as well. JSR just storming his way through this Darknut room. He does have a heart drop on the floor. I hope there we go. Beautiful bomb kill.
That was an excellent Olive Garden for JSR. Hot breadsticks for him as well. But yeah, Rooslugs is going to have to be careful. And you saw what happened in the last race. JSR didn't have much health going into the fight.
Now Rooslugs really has to be careful. He's going to try to get some of these enemies killed, maybe to work up a count at this point in time. Also, JSR is going to have to be careful because he's down to 4 rupees.
It doesn't have much money to play with here, but yeah, Rooslugs, if he gets hit by Dig Dogger, he's going back to start, and it's going to enable JSR to take the lead. He's trying to get lucky with the drop. No such luck for Rooslugs.
So Rooslugs is gonna double bomb here.
He has to.
He's gonna double bomb this Dig Dogger. He's gonna have to. So JSR trying to be careful. That room right there that JSR just left is one of the most dangerous rooms when you do the up and A, because those Gibdos are not in a favorable pattern. Rooslugs does finish off the Dig Dogger. Grabs the Triforce, 1451.
Yeah, that was a very smart move there for rooslugs. Didn't want to take any chances. Went double bomb on the dig dogger. Safe fight there. He stays alive. And that's the important thing. He knows this is his category, and the last thing he wants to do is let JSR back into this match.
Yeah, this is rotten luck here for JSR, trying to get to the rupee drops, but doesn't get the good rupee drops. He's only got 5 bombs too, so this is not a great scenario for JSR. He's going to have to go double bomb as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He can't be taking any chances. I mean, he's got more health, but again, you lose 2 hearts when you get hit by Dig Dogger. Nice fight.
Oh, he was getting ready for a 10 count bomb drop. That's nice. 1538 for the Triforce grab for JSR. He is currently sitting, that is 43 seconds.
I must say that
47 seconds.
I must say, Rick, that was very impressive what JSR did there. I haven't seen such impressiveness since Lack Attack 24 in last year's Zelda any percent no open A tournament, where he did the same force on that Dig Dogger to get his bombs. That was very nicely done there for JSR.
So JSR is going to go ahead and grab this 30 secret. That's going to allow him to purchase some more bombs, because we're coming up to the big junction of this run. Level 6. Why is level 6 a key part of this run?
Well, for several reasons, Rick. Number one, this is one of those levels where resource management is absolutely critical, as rooslugs unfortunately getting hit by the firing squad before going in. But this is where you're going to pick up the almighty wand, and that wand is going to be your savior for the rest of the run. And you have Wizrobes. They do 2 hearts and 4 hearts of damage respectively. You take a death and you haven't locked up that room, you're losing gobs of time. These runners have to play it very carefully and very smooth.
In addition to that, JSR is going to have to play a little extra careful because of what his rupee count is right now. So I mentioned that boomerang earlier. The Belfry is a big use for that, and you notice that rooslugs is trying to do everything he can to avoid the fireballs. Unfortunately, he did take a couple of bops by them, so we may see rooslugs opt to kill a few extra things to try to build up a count, because building your count is huge in level 6.
Oh, absolutely, because, again, resource management, and the only way you can lay fingers on the Wizrobes is by the bombs. Any other means is no good. So yeah, you want to force that.
At this point, we have a tied race.
That's amazing. JSR gaining all that time back.
Let's see how this room finishes off for JSR. He does finish off everything he needs. Again, he's going to have to be careful with his rupee consumption. These likes take 5 arrows, so he's not going to have enough to finish them all off. Well, he does have enough to finish them all off, but he's going to have to end up being careful because he's got 1 rupee left. Yeah, we all know what happened in game 1.
Yeah, absolutely, because coming up is the Goma fight, and you have to have at least 1 rupee to take it down. If he were to get a very nasty pattern and he missed his shot, it could be all she wrote for JSR.
Absolutely. So we're going to see both of these runners. They're going to head to this room to the right with the red Wizrobes. It's got a key here. They'll grab that key as well. But the main idea is you want to get these Wizrobes into a great spot in order to help get yourself some bombs. You're also helping to build up your count by way of doing this.
Absolutely here. Now JSR getting all the resources he needs. He's going to head for that locked door without getting hit by the bubbles and take on this room full of Wizrobes. Try and build that count, not getting hit there.
Beautiful start at least.
Yeah, he did get hit, unfortunately, so he ended up losing his count, but does take down a couple of the... Oh, and he gets a clock!
I'm not really certain he really wanted that clock at that point, because that pushed those Wizrobes away. rooslugs getting through this room. JSR's down to 4 bombs at this point, so that's going to come into key. He's going to probably try to store up his count, although rooslugs has 5 bombs.
Yeah, neither runner in the position they're wanting to be in going into the next room, the second magical breakfast room. I would imagine that both runners, unless rooslugs gets lucky, I would imagine that both runners are going to use the fire room to build up that count and force more bombs.
Yeah, this fire room that is right here, which is dubbed in the speedrun as the Room of No Drops. That's the any percent no up in a speedrun. Now you see rooslugs, he got bought by the bubble. That's on purpose, so he could at least try to build his comeback. Nice double bomb there for JSR.
That was awesome. Getting the double bomb drop from the Vires. They are in the bomb dropping group. That was excellently done there. And rooslugs gonna have to do it the slow way. Use his wand, build up his count.
Oh, that's beautiful right there. JSR went a little aggressive in that room, but he made it work for him. I was getting worried about his health there with 2.5 hearts, but he, again, made it work. He's going to clear out these likes, and he currently has a lead over the second place runner in the Swordless category, Rooslug.
Absolutely, but again, keep an eye on JSR's rupee count. Again, he's only got 1 rupee shield. He only has 1 shot to take down this enemy here, the Goma. If he misses that shot,
this enemy that we're coming up upon, that JSR is about to go visit. Let's hope he goes in the right direction. JSR is probably going to plan out his shot. There we go. We are saved. We don't have to worry about the arrows for a little bit longer.
That was
he
a
will
clutch
build
shot.
up some more rupees. That is a good shot as Goma went right.
Yeah, that was not the direction that JSR wanted to see that Goma go, but by switching to arrows afterwards, he was able to plan his attack, shoot smartly, and he's coming out of level 6 with the lead. This is big for JSR.
Yep, 2109 versus 2128. That is a 19-second lead for JSR, and he was down by 30-plus seconds out of 5.
That is the beauty of this category, is just that you never know where you're going to gain or lose gobs of time. What may seem like a big lead for either runner is nothing in this category, right?
Yep, and rooslugs is going to go here to level 3. The destination for both of these runners is going to be to level 4, because we got to finish up this business here. But rooslugs needs to get some bombs, which is why he flew to 3. He's only got 1. You need 2 in level 4, and there's those bomb drops that he needed.
Absolutely. So rooslugs had to farm for some bombs, so that's going to cost him even more time. And right now, JSR taking rooslugs to school in terms of the resource management, and he's going to build himself up quite a nice lead, provided that he doesn't make a mistake with the Gliok fight coming up.
Yeah, 2.5 hearts at this point. You do have the potion if you need to use it, and he's going to go grab this error key right here. Rooslugs may not opt to go grab that key. You see that he has 4 keys versus JSR's 3.
Yeah, that's right, Rick. So JSR is not going to really have much margin for error, because even though the wand does damage to Gliok, only the tip of the wand does damage. If you try to do a long-range attack to try and damage Gliok, you will be unsuccessful.
There's the top off the bombs for JSR. So 2.5 hearts. You know, the wand is nice because you normally go into this Gliok fight with wood sword. This is the only category. These runners will go into this Gliok fight with a better weapon than that wood sword. You saw how fast JSR was able to take him down. That was no trouble. It's only 5 plus 3 when you had the white sword or wand.
Yeah, not only that, you only have 1 floating Gliok head to deal with instead of up to 3 when you do the 4-headed Gliok fight with Swordless, which will be coming up a little bit later.
Yeah, it's not going to be our next destination. It's not going to be our next destination. Our next destination is to level 7. Rooslugs ending up heading on over to the Gliok fight. He's got a lot more health to deal with. His resources are currently with 8 bombs, so he's going to have what he needs for level 7 up ahead. Level 7's kind of like that level that you could just somewhat take it easy, but you don't want to take it too easy because Gorilla Boomerangs, they can hurt. Level 7 for JSR at 2404.
Yeah, because if you get hit by a boomerang, regardless of what color Gorilla it is, you're losing 1 heart. It's a full heart if you touch a blue Gorilla's body and a half a heart for the orange Gorilla. And to further complicate things, blue Gorillas have 5 HP, so that 1 bomb is not enough to take it down. You need 1 bomb and some other kind of damage to kill a blue Gorilla. Here's where the wand really helps out runners. This river room where you normally need to have lots and lots of cash, don't need to have any cash because that wand will do just fine. So 24:04 for rooslugs. It's a 24:40 something, 47. So 43
Yep.
seconds.
Yep, a 43-second deficit here for rooslugs as JSR feeds the grumble meat. So at this point, we can't declare JSR as the front runner because we all remember what happened back in game number 1.
Yep, he had that big 2-minute lead or so on rooslugs going into level 9, and then level 9 starting with Patra 1 and then culminating with Patra 2A and B. It just spiraled downhill for him, and then in a situation where he wanted to force a fairy off Patra 3, ended up losing all of his rupees, and that virtually killed his run. Coming up, Rick, is another room where the wand ends up being beneficial as opposed to any of the other categories, this reverse zero room. Remember that bubbles can take away access to your sword, but they won't take access away from your wand, so you can get bubbled all day and not have to worry about losing access to that wand, but you still got to be careful that you don't get bumped into a wall master.
Laws. I would also make the argument that the room that we just saw JSR in and that rooslugs is about to go into just a moment here is another great use. Although rooslugs, he's going to have to sip down that potion. So both of these guys are now down a potion. They've got the blue potion in their arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely here. And JSR going to go ahead and bomb the last room. He's hoping for a bomb drop. Doesn't get it, but he's still going to have 6 bombs coming out of level 7. Whereas rooslugs is probably... Ooh, he missed on that bomb. Check the time here. 26:38 for JSR.
Yeah, there's rooslugs coming in here. Gets the bomb going, and now we'll head over to level 8, or rather head over to the reverse C room. So yeah, as you mentioned, the wand is a very good find. Still don't want to pick up a clock.
Now, this is the one room in the game where a clock is not your friend, because when you pick up a clock, it freezes the enemies in place. But by doing so, if you haven't completed all of the wall masters, they're going to stay hidden behind the wall, and you can't complete the room until you exit the room and come back in. So that ends up being a time waster if you grab the clock, and that room is not complete.
So rooslugs going to be facing off against this Honkamanus 3 with the 3 beams to him, and he's going to go ahead and grab his Triforce, but he is now 56 seconds, or rather 54 seconds behind JSR.
Wow! How did that bomb not bullseye Manhandler? That looked like a clean pocket shot. He got robbed there, the JSR.
So now here's Blue Lagoon 1. And the big difference here is the wand is only doing the white sword damage versus the magical sword's double damage. So
oh, that was nice.
4 wand hits in order to kill these. But also, one thing to keep a note is that the wand's hitbox can be very, very wonky. You can hit things and not expect to hit them.
Absolutely. What I said the wow for was, remember when JSR barely missed the bullseye on Manhandler? Well, that bomb ended up being stored, and he did not get hit when he killed that first blue dart nut, so he ended up getting a 4-pack of bombs just like that.
Yeah, he's going to go quick on this room here by using up some of his bombs, because you need to only have 1 bomb coming out of here, or you'd like to only have 1 bomb coming out of here. You're going to replenish your bombs in level 2, which is our final destination before level 9. And 2 is made the last level in Swordless, because this gives you the best chance of storing up all of your bombs that you need for level 9.
Absolutely. So here comes the Gleeok fight. 5 hits for the first head, 3 for all subsequent heads, and JSR has plenty of health for this fight.
Yeah, he might have to go a little bit of faster strat than he otherwise would at this point. At least try to tackle what he can. And it looks like he's going exactly that as he goes into the middle just a little bit. That's a beautiful fight for JSR. Thought about picking up the heart, but he opts not to. At 29-20, he grabs the Triforce.
Interesting. I mean, again, I don't think JSR is listening to the restream. I think if he did, he probably would have grabbed the heart just for safety, but he feels confident with his 10 hearts going into levels 2, and then level 9, he'll have 11 hearts.
Blue Lagoon 2 finished off here for rooslugs, so he's going to carry, at this point, 6.5 hearts as he heads on over. Nope, make it 5.5 as he makes his way towards Gleon.
Well, at least he got hit by the orange Darknut that only does 1 heart of damage as opposed to anything else that does 2 hearts. So he's still going to have a fair amount of health, but he won't be able to be quite as aggressive on the 4-headed Gleok as JSR was.
The other thing is JSR might be starting to think that we're getting ready for the 100% category if he is able to hold on and win. No drops in that first red Gria room, so that means JSR is likely going to go into the room with the keys that is 1 room to the right of this mold one.
Rooslugs no problem with the 4-headed Gleok, and he is done with level 8.
JSR's going to force.
Does get just enough of that Moldorm where he will get that bomb.
So what he's now going to end up doing is he's going to deal with the Guerrilla room, then he will go face off against the Dodongo. But he's not going to go grab the Triforce afterwards. He's going to come back into this room and grab the bombs afterwards.
Well, that depends if he gets an extra bomb drop from the Guerrillas. If he doesn't get to the maximum number of bombs, it doesn't matter when he grabs that bomb, so...
Oh boy, JSR not getting lucky here.
Well,
this could come into play right now as rooslugs with 1 bomb. JSR with 5 bombs, and he had to grab that pack. Oh boy, this is going to get a little interesting.
Luckily for JSR, he gets a favorable pattern from the Dodongo and
rooslugs
takes him
bombs
down. Very nice indeed. He needed those bombs. So JSR going to pick up his Triforce, 31-23, and the fairy explosion on Rooslugs' side when he absolutely didn't need it. Because let's face it, Rick,
Actually,
when you're
no.
at full health.
No. He needed it. It reset his count.
Oh, of course.
Actually, he didn't take advantage of it. But what that does is it resets your count, so then you can go back to the next 10, and Moldorm is exactly 10, so therefore you can get a bomb force off him. Now, this is going to get interesting here. 3 bombs. JSR could really use some help here.
And so far, he is not getting it. Trying to force out that count as much as he can.
Oh, rooslugs gets the bomb drop. Oh boy, this race is not over with. Bombs could come into play here.
Oh, but Trolldongo striking just a little bit on Rooslugs' side, so ends up losing 1 of the bombs, but still going to be in really good shape. Yeah,
JSR.
resource management.
JSR is trying to stack up a count here as he makes his way over towards this level. He is going to try to make sure he does not get bopped here. He's waiting for that Lionel to draw a little closer, and he gets the lever to come into play as well, and that gets him his bomb drop.
I don't remember the last time I've seen a runner force a bomb off a lever, but that was some clever moxie there from JSR, narrowly avoiding the damage from the Lionel beam and taking advantage of the lever to get his force bomb. That was very impressive for JSR. It's a minute-plus lead for JSR going into level 9, but yeah, keep that resource management in mind as Rooslugs has plenty of bombs.
9 versus 5 is a huge difference in Swordless. Now, there's one big difference with this level 9 compared to the level 9 that we saw in the first category. What is that, Law?
Well, it's the fact that we don't have to take care of the reverse sea room and all those Wizrobes because we don't need the silver arrows. And the reason why we don't need the silver arrows is because we don't need to kill Ganon. And the reason why we don't need to kill Ganon is because we can't kill Ganon. And the reason why we can't kill Ganon is because we have to have the sword to do any damage against Ganon. So what these runners are going to do is they're just going to go straight away to the path towards Ganon. They don't have to bother with killing Patra too. They just got to skirt by it somehow.
Oh, that's not good. Here's the problem. JSR was hoping to get a force. He ended up getting bopped before the drop was able to resolve itself. So he's going to go back into this room with the old man. He's going to hit them right next to him with a boomerang. That counts for some damage right there. Now he's going to come back into this room, and he's trying to set up his shot, and he does not get it. And
no!
And he's going to have to go to Patra 1, and Rooslugs is going to pass him.
Wow. Once again, level 9 and the great equalizer striking against JSR. Unbelievable. And it's happened. The resource management came into play, and now JSR down to his last half a heart, and he has to be careful. And I don't know if he's taken out the... No, he didn't! He didn't take out the Master Petrolette, and he's gone!
Another death in 9 for JSR, as rooslugs will go back into the next room here, trying to get another count going. Oh my goodness.
Not like this.
This is not how you want the championship to be handed out here, as JSR fires off some angry wand beams at this point in time, and working his way. I think he's trying to figure out a room where he can try to build up a count. Oh, he is not happy at this point in time. You can tell that JSR is just not feeling this at this point.
No, he has been snake bitten not once, but twice in level 9 tonight. Again, he had a realistic chance, but the difference, provided that rooslugs hangs on, is going to be the bomb situation. I'm telling you, rooslugs, the Cinderella story here, who's gotten through some fierce competition, can feel it right now. He is seeing the finish line within reach. If he pulls this off, he's going to be your winner, grand champion.
He's got to get there, though. As he takes the double bop right there, he's going to have to use his potion.
Yeah, it's still not over yet.
Yeah, this race is not over with, because we still got to get these runners to Ganon. The finish time isn't until we get to the Ganon. JSR's trying to make his way back in. rooslugs takes a bump from a like at this point, trying to work his way around. If you get eaten by a like, there's only one way that he can get out of this point, or two ways. That is by way of the wand or by bomb. So he's going to choose to use the wand. This next room that rooslugs is coming across is the big final deciding factor.
Yeah.
JSR tries to face off against Patra 1. And this is a little cleaner of a fight for JSR. A little less aggression at this point. And there's a beautiful finish here for rooslugs.
Wow. That was an awesome room there for rooslugs. Those were some beautifully placed bombs to quickly take down all those wizrobes. He is just a Patra 3 away from claiming our first ever multi-category Zelda 1 championship.
rooslugs beat Four Eye Steven, and then beat BTs and Random Effect to earn his spot here in the championship. And he could be one win away as JSR runs out of bombs. That's going to do it.
Absolutely. So here we go.
Finish off this Patra 3, and that here is going to do it. rooslugs is one Patrobe and a Patra away. Don't take the death just yet. Get yourself through the door. Get your GGs in the chat. rooslugs, your multi-category champion.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon. Get those GGs out for rooslugs. He is your 2019 multi-category Zelda 1 champion. What a story. What a tournament.
Bombs were huge in level 9. Lons, you call it in randomizer the great equalizer. It was the great equalizer here in this tournament.
Absolutely, Rick. That's right. Not once, but twice. JSR holding more than a minute lead both times on rooslugs. JSR in the first game just very unlucky with the Patras. In game number 2, it was the resource management.
So we're going to go ahead and get both of these runners in here to go ahead and talk about this. Before they do, want to make a big plug here. Coming up tomorrow here on SpeedGaming, we have the second day of the Magic the Gathering Team Instant Speed Tournament, as they will go and decide who's going to win over $1,000 in prize money. That begins tomorrow, 11 a.m. here on SpeedGaming. Then it's the Ultima Decathlon rebroadcast of their championship they had out in France. That is going to be at 5 o'clock Eastern. And then tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Game 4, the deciding Game 4 between Fury SK and Adaginos in the All Boards, No Swords Championship for the Zelda 1 randomizer. That's tomorrow here on SpeedGaming.
Boy, I tell you, Rick, I mean, Fury SK trying to do the unthinkable and coming back from a 2-0 deficit. If he wins, he will do just that. Let's bring our contestants into the commentators booth.
All right. First of all, congratulations to rooslugs, your multi-category championship, and congratulations to JSR, your runner-up in this championship of champions.
GG, man. Dang. I'm kind of speechless, dude.
You know what? First off, let me put on my big boy admin shoes for a second and just say, on behalf of the entire Zelda 1 community, on behalf of the entire admin team, and everybody at home watching, congratulations, rooslugs, the 2019 multi-category champion. How do you feel, man?
Kind of nuts. I remember, 18 months ago, finding my Nintendo in my garage and dusting it off and pulling out my Zelda cartridge and plugging it in to play, and saw you guys playing on YouTube and Twitch. Absolutely nuts. And here we are.
Boy, I must say, rooslugs, the Cinderella story, the carriage never turned into a pumpkin, the slipper fits. You have done it, my friend. You got through quite the gauntlet to get there, beating Four Eye Steven, BT's, Random Effect, and now JSR to claim the multi-category championship. Man, did you ever think you'd get this far?
Easy answer is absolutely not, but it's an honor, and it's, I don't know how you felt during the race, James, but psychologically, I was a wreck the whole time. This was just absolutely a mess.
Now, let me ask this question here before we go any further in this interview. JSR, you were not watching the restream, correct?
I actually was for part of the first race, and I think I know where you're going to go with the next question. I did consider. Oh, go ahead.
I wasn't going to ask this just yet, but I was going to ask rooslugs, were you watching the restream at any point during these two games?
Oh, I always watch. I think it's really fun to be driven and see where I'm at in a race. Win, lose, or draw.
So you realize that you came from a massive deficit in both races to take home this title.
Yeah, it's kind of sick, like in a bad way, Like, I think we both had terrible mishaps in the first one. Mine were early and his was obviously late. And the second one is just, mine was early and his was late. So it's hard to get through this game, and it's hard to do it with this competition. It really is.
How nervous were you throughout this entire run when you were going through the issues that you were going through in that level 6, when JSR just went right by you because you had to go back and try to get some more kills in order to drive up your count in the second match?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I think I lost 1.5 minutes in 6 just because I got messed up. And in Swordless especially, you just got to go. You can't look behind you. You just got to go, get your counts right, and move forward as best as you can.
And JSR, going back to that game 1, what ended up happening in regards to the final part where you're trying to get that Hippo Fairy? Did you just not realize that where your rupee count?
Well, back to what you were asking earlier about me watching the restream. Typically, I don't. And the reason is that I get in my own head every single time. And I had the restream up, and I saw that I had a big lead. I can even consider getting a potion. And I made a lot of mistakes in that 9 by my standards, just got bopped around. And then when I got gridded at Patrick 2B, I was down to, I think, 3 or 2 hearts. And I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness. I mean, the nerves, I don't care who you are, man. This game has a way of getting to you.
And that's something that I was mentioning here in the back half. When you go through that reverse C room and you're in the middle of a run, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about a tournament race like this or if we're talking a PB where you see the green, your nerves just start to really tremble up on your fingertips as you go through that back half of that night.
Well, it's kind of like the reverse effect you would think. The fact that I knew I had a big lead, I was telling myself, play safe, don't get hit, just be careful. And that ended up backfiring, because I'll tell you right now, if I didn't know where Rue was, I probably don't go for that Hippo Fairy. I probably go for it. And who knows, I might survive, I might be fine. But hindsight's always 20/20. And the bottom line is Rue played better than I did tonight in both. I knew my opponent was just killing it. Like I was kind of getting at earlier, Rue, I'm so proud of you, dude. Like seeing how much further you've come in this game. Dude, you beat some of the best Zelda runners in the world to get this far. Do not discount that at all, sir. You earned this, and I'm so freaking proud of you, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And I couldn't agree more. Like, it's so hard in this game, regardless of where you're at in a race or just a single play, to play it safe. Like, playing it safe is not what we practice. We practice speed, we practice execution, and when things go wrong, we don't really have backup strats for that. And psychologically, you got to deal with it too. Mentally, your hands, your nerves, everything starts to click in. And those are things that we don't, I don't practice. I'm never ready for that situation. And it's so hard to do. It's so hard to do.
Let me ask you this question. As you were seeing these runners and you playing here on YouTube and on Twitch, and you dusted off your NES, did you ever get the idea that you were going to have a route named after you, that you were going to have a technique named after you, or strategies named after you at all?
I remember the first time I screen scrolled, my eyes light up, and I went and grabbed a beer, and I was like, what just happened? And, I remember starting out, my first time was like an hour, like most people, and, you never know where you end up. All you could do is put in the work, and thankfully this group of people, everyone not only works for themselves, it works for the whole community. And without that, none of us would be where we're at. But definitely me, like I've gotten help from so many people, and yeah, this is kind of beyond something I could fathom. Crazy stuff.
Boy, I must say GG to both of you. I mean, congratulations, JSR, getting to your first championship race in a Zelda game, be it randomizer or whatever. You have to be proud of your accomplishments for this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I was saying, just to be able to get this far, I went through some great opponents myself. Everybody in the brackets played so well, and I have to say the challenge of attempting to master these categories and having runners like rooslugs, like Redbird Grad, like Cantaloupe Me, RC Drone, BTs, Random Effect, Four Eyes Steven. The list just goes on these extremely talented runners. And that's the kind of thing that pushes you and drives you as a speedrunner. And this tournament has really relit my fire and has really made me find my love for this game again. People close to me know that I was contemplating retiring from Z1 when I was knocked out of the tournament. And I no longer feel like that's something I should do. I feel like I've got unfinished business in this game. And yeah, it would have been nice to have a feather in my cap of saying I won a Z1 championship, but I can't be upset with the second place in a field this talented.
JSR, as an admin of this tournament, how does it make you feel to see the leaderboards for these three categories, 80%, 100% no up and A, and Swordless, blossom?
Well, that's kind of what we were talking about when we were planning the tournament, because we did the 80% no up A tournament last year. We thought, yeah, we could do one of those again this year, but we really wanted to help the community grow, help the game blossom. The admin team that works with me on these tournaments, Jay Coper, Loud Goat, Fred Coughlin, Cantaloupe Me, Random Effect, and Pronzo, their input, their ideas, the relentless discussions that dragged on for weeks about what we wanted to do with this tournament. But the planning paid off. And I think we also proved that this format that we came up with, which worked great with Vanilla, I would love to see this format in the future in like a randomizer tournament. I think it'd be brilliant for that. Just being able to give people a taste of different types of categories, of different runs. And we've seen that Rue getting the world record in Swordless, RC Drone getting the world record in any percent. So many people PBing in all three categories. It's pretty exciting. It's really what the community needed to get a little bit further and to help more new runners discover the game. And that's kind of what we wanted to do more than anything else.
And you know, the interesting thing about this tournament was how fast this tournament came along. Like, it started off with the qualifiers and then quickly just moved along to the bracket stage. This tournament started after the All Boards, No Swords, and it will finish before tomorrow's championship.
I'm not going to lie, if I didn't plan on doing this race today just in case. No, I'm just kidding.
Shots fired.
I'm just kidding.
Who would have thought? I think after what had happened after game number 1, where 8gen was up 2-0, you thought that series was going to be over with quickly, but no. Fury SK, he's proven himself worthy, and either player can claim that championship tomorrow.
Absolutely, and it's very exciting to watch, and I wish them both the best of luck in their final. But I think that just kind of shows, not just with Zelda, but with all speed games, that there is so much potential in different types of tournament styles. You don't just have to do groups into brackets. You can change things up, and it not only keeps the game fresh, but it makes it more exciting. I had a blast. I don't know about you, Rue, but this was a freaking blast.
Oh yeah, absolutely love the format. The only thing I don't love about it is second quest that was missing, but we'll get there. I know we'll get there. And as far as like the leaderboards go and the competition and everything, oh my gosh, like if you look back like 3 years, you're not going to have a field like this. Like anyone in this tournament probably could have won it. Anyone could have, everyone's so scary to race and play against, but at the same time, they're all such a joy to watch. So I fully expect some second quest shenanigans in the future, and I will be a part of them. And I'm really excited that you have, JSR got put into the position to spearhead this community, because, no one that I could think of could do it better than you. And we have such a bright future. We have such a bright present. And I know you put the people around you to support you and make this the best that we can have. So it's an honor to be a part of it. And, I really appreciate you, buddy.
I appreciate the kind words, but I'm just a pawn on this giant chessboard we call Zelda 1. I couldn't do it without everybody in the community, and you guys on commentary, everybody who's helped out with commentary and restreams and the organization of the tournament, strats, even people who didn't enter the tournament. This community is the best thing I've ever discovered in the speedrunning communities around Twitch and around Discord and whatnot. And if you watching have any inclination to try this game out, you will not be disappointed. You have a friendly community that will welcome you, that will help you just rock this. So I encourage everybody to come on by and pick up a category, and you'll have a ton of fun.
So, rooslugs, what's next for you? 3225? Well, we just lost the rooslugs, so we'll ask that question when he comes back around. I do want to ask a question here for JS.
Yeah.
The top 9 times in any percent. From Lack's 2740 world record to Yonos's 2747, RC Drone's 2748, Breasticle's 2801 or BT's, Cantaloupe's 2818, your 2858, which was in any percent no up and A, mind you. Random Effects 2907, 2908 for Redbird Grad, rooslugs with a 2919, all of those times within the last month. How does that make you feel?
It's exciting. I mean, that just goes to show the optimizations, the furtherment of this game is still not known yet. I mean, we're still discovering things, even in any percent no up A, that no matter, this is what's great about Zelda 1. You look at a game like Mario Brothers, a great speed game, mind you, but that game is nearly so optimized that human runs are just frames away from the task at this point. And yet we've still got minutes between the world record runs and the tasks. And it's a matter of when that we'll start seeing times in the major categories and in the secondary categories put up that would only have been dreamed. I mean, you look at Swordless, the world record is sub 32. there was a time before my time where that would have been a top 2 or 3 time in any percent of what pay. I mean, that's mind blowing to me. And who knows where we're going to be, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. I'm very, very happy to see the community pull together and do just an amazing job. And rooslugs was a humongous part of that. And, I look forward to working with you, sir, in the future. And not just in Swordless, but any category, man. I love it, dude. Let's keep pushing this thing.
Yeah, I agree. I heard your question, but my web died. What's next for me? Who knows? Like, I wanna do a couple other games. This game's hellish if you just grind the heck out of it. It could just break you. And I think I'm gonna do some Zelda 2, Zelda 3. I want to do some Mega Man, but definitely on the short list is some Second Quest stuff and going after Lack and Swordless because I really want that now.
32-25 or bust for rooslugs. And there's nothing wrong with taking a break from this game. Most of the people who do play this game, they will take a little bit of a break, but they always come.
I think I've retired from this game 3 times already, so yeah.
Yep, once you leave, you will come back because no one ever leaves the LOZ.
The game knows, Laws.
That's true.
Any final thoughts here before we wrap things up?
Level 2 can go suck an egg as far as I'm concerned. And
yeah. I was wondering what your thoughts were when you decided to go into the level of no drops.
I swear that I didn't know what my count was. I forced a bum on the Moldorm, so my count must have been 16 coming out of there, and then I killed all of the ropes without getting hit, and I was like, "Where's my bomb?" So I must have gotten hit and not realized it. But I mean, I felt the pressure. I knew I was in the lead, but I felt the pressure, and of course. The game knows, man. Like, you can just sit here and make excuses all day, but, the game knows. But that's what's great about it, is you never know what's going to happen. You never know what to expect. And when you finally break through, it's satisfying. So I just thank you, Laws and Rick, for the commentary tonight. SpeedGaming, thank you for the restream. Everybody for watching. And I'll let you close out with Rue and give your final thoughts. And yeah. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
That is JSR. Be sure to give him a little bit of love by hitting that follow button with JSR. Great guy in the community. An awesome guy, What you're hearing here is genuine from JSR.
Oh, no question about it. One of the best dudes on the planet here. Absolutely 100% genuine.
So over to rooslugs, congratulations on the championship. It's been a lot of fun getting to see you grow and see you grow from Ghetto Cam, but we had on the push for sub 30s.
I got so much positive feedback about using the Ghetto Cam. It's kind of funny. Like, I just did it because I didn't have a choice for a long time. But yeah, people are still like, when are you going to do another Ghetto Cam stream? I'm like, well, I don't really have plans. I guess I can, but it looks god awful sometimes. But I just want to thank you 3, JSR, Rick, and Laws, and people behind the scenes, and a couple shout outs to people who just mean a lot to me along the way in this community. Got Jay Coper, Canada Phone, Unos, Shiksal. These guys have had my back. They've been in and out of my mind, and it'd be impossible for me to even be one win into the tournament without any of them, let alone here surviving it. So kind of crazy.
Well, absolutely. So again, congratulations, rooslugs. Obviously, before this tournament, you were famous for that Ghetto Cam and for your rooslug strat. But now, rooslugs, you can call yourself Zelda champion.
And I will. You don't get to call yourself many good things in life. People don't always call you good things in life. But it's, as much as this is lucked into, I know, and it's been told to me by a lot of other people, like it's definitely earned. I put in thousands of hours of thought work, of practice, of grinding, of playing into this game, and you can't compete without that unless you're just a savant. And it's just an incredible feeling to have outlasted the competition, because that's really what it is in this game. I feel like you outlast them, and moving forward, I seeing these guys do the things they do makes me hungry to push as low as I can go. So I intend to do that.
Before we wrap things up, do want to shout out Tetrally, as she ended up turning out to be the prediction champion. Even though she did not get the correct champion down, she had enough points to hold on as your Z1 leaderboard or your prediction champion for the Legend of Zelda multi-category championship. Words are hard.
We should give Garion some credit. He at least had me in the finals, so
that's for certain. Fun. So let's go ahead and shout out everybody who made this tournament, all 22. With Almighty Bobino, Chex Human, Enamel, Garion Old, Wolf, Jazz Thief, John Tabin, Four-Eyed Steven, Cake Sauce, Captain Green, the now named DM1184, King Doll, Lylever, Mr. Dunlow, Tetra Lee, Jay Coper, BTs, RC Drone, Redbird Grad, Cantaloupe Me, Random Effect, JSR, and on the top of the board is rooslugs, your 2019 multi-category champion. Congratulations. You all did it.
Well, GG to everyone. What a great field. What an amazing field. Even better community. And let's do second quest. Let's go.
So let's get on out of here, Laz. I'll let you go ahead and leave with the parting thoughts of this. But special thanks to both of our runners, JSR, rooslugs. Special thanks to the SpeedGaming family of networks. Don't forget, tomorrow, Magic the Gathering tournament for the $1,000 in money finals. Also, the Ultimate Decathlon finals day 3. And then, of course, the Zelda 1 randomizer, all boards, no sword championship. That'll all be here on twitch.tv/speedgaming. So for everybody here, I'm Adirondack Rick. Thank you for joining us. Laz, you'll have the last word.
I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. This has been one heck of a tournament. It's been amazing to see the growth here in the Zelda community, and I can't wait to see what we're going to have in store for the next Zelda tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun, so looking forward to it. So guys, have yourselves a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you again next season. Take care, everyone.